Tonight, the Yakima County coroner releasing new information about two teenagers found shot to death last week. And we're talking about new travel options for people headed to Seattle.
Clear and breezy tonight, plus you'll want to grab a light jacket. I'm tracking cooler overnight lows tonight. All the details in your First Alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. Tonight we begin with Kennewick police who say a 39-year-old man stole a police vehicle, then led officers on a chase across the Tri-Cities last night. Police say the man had called 911 more than 24 times, making threats and refusing to answer questions. Then just before 8 o'clock, officers responded to a 911 call from a neighbor and found the man outside carrying knives. Police say the officers got out in a hurry to try and stop him, but they say he kept coming and started throwing knives. Police say he got into one of the patrol cars, which was still running, and took off. Officers from multiple agencies joined the chase, which ended up here, all the way over at Stevens Drive and Snyder Street. That's just north of the Richland Airport, for those of you familiar with the area. Police say officers used a pit maneuver to stop the driver and arrested him with the help of a Benton County canine. He's now facing more than 36 charges, 27 of them for misuse of 911. And we're learning more about two teenagers found dead in a Yakima home Friday afternoon. The Yakima County coroner says a 14-year-old boy was accidentally shot. He says a 15-year-old girl died by suicide. Investigators have not said anything about the gun or guns involved. But researchers say guns kill more children and teens than anything else in the United States, including car crashes. A new study published in JAMA Pediatrics found a 1-minute gun safety video lowered kids' unsafe behavior around guns. Researchers studied pairs of children between the ages of 8 and 12. One set viewed a 1-minute gun safety video. Another group watched a car safety video. And researchers say members of the gun safety video group were more cautious when they found a real gun in a laboratory drawer a week later. Health experts say that's a reminder of how important education and safe storage is for protecting your family.
You don't want your 3-year-old or your curious 8-year-old or potentially a suicidal teenager, right, to have unauthorized access to loaded, unlocked guns in the home.
Now, in Washington, you could face charges if you don't lock up your guns, and someone who shouldn't have one, including a child, gets a hold of it and hurts themselves or someone else. We have new information tonight in a case against a former WSU grad student who's accused of violently killing 4 University of Idaho students last fall. Lawyers for Brian Kohberger filed court documents saying they plan to argue he was somewhere else when the attack happened. Now, his lawyers haven't said what evidence they have, although the court filing says it could come from questioning witnesses and calling in experts. The trial is set to begin in early October. Now let's switch gears here and talk about your forecast. It's a little bit cooler than we've seen recently. Stacey Lee joins us now with a look at what to expect this evening.
That's right, Alyssa. It looked a little bit better today, a little bit cooler outside. I was enjoying that. And grab a light coat because it's going to be a little bit cooler than you've been experiencing the last few weeks. 8:35 is our sunset this evening. Looks like we're a good evening to head on out and catch the Dust Devils as it looks like they're getting ready for a game this evening. All right, 90 degrees right now, Tri-Cities, 85 in Walla Walla. It's 83 in Yakima, 73 in Ellensburg, and it's already down to 68 in Cle Elum. So again, a cooler night ahead, but mostly clear skies. We are tracking some breezy winds in the Prosser, Hanford area and through Toppenish and even into the Kittitas Valley. Those breezy and gusty winds will continue overnight. Here's what's coming up. Again, clear and breezy. Temperatures are seasonal, just slightly below average. Those cooler overnight lows are here to stay for the next few days, but get ready. We warm right back up for the weekend. I'll get to all the details in your First Alert full weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. Now, a cold snap in the spring of 2022 devastated Washington state's cherry crops. It led to the smallest harvest on record in 14 years. But despite other challenges facing those growers, things are looking up in 2023. They're still dealing with labor shortages, increased production, and getting a late start this spring due to the colder weather. But cherry growers are anticipating 50% more fruit this year, back up to normal levels at a little over 20 million boxes of cherries.
Every year there are issues, whether it's weather or market conditions. It's not uncommon for growers to have those kinds of challenges, and this year is no exception. But from a consumer standpoint, you're still getting great quality fruit.
Now, unlike apples and pears, cherries don't do well in long-term storage. So, barring unexpected weather, the season is expected to end in late August. Making headlines across America tonight, 1 week from the day they had threatened to go on strike, the Teamsters Union says they've come to a tentative deal with UPS to keep the packages coming. Karen Caifa has a look at what's next and what's at stake here.
UPS and the Teamsters Union said they've reached a tentative deal on a new contract for about 330,000 UPS employees who prepared to walk out next week.
This is good. This is a start.
Those workers need to ratify the deal to avoid a work stoppage that would hit in the middle of the back-to-school shopping season, which the National Retail Federation estimates will generate $41.5 billion in spending. NRF says supply chain crises sparked by the COVID-19 pandemic prompted retailers to better anticipate disruptions.
We're obviously in the middle of back to school. That product is on shelves and stocked already. Heading into holiday, we know retailers are already in a good place with inventory and thinking ahead.
And consumers adapted too, starting shopping early to find deals to counter inflation and to get what they want.
There's a lot of tools out there. We know consumers have become adept at using them, and retailers have certainly built in their own systems for communicating with their shoppers about what is available and when and how long it might take to get to them.
UPS handled an average of 20.8 million domestic packages a day last year. Anderson Economic Group estimated a 10-day UPS strike would cost the U.S. economy $7.1 billion.
While the Postal Service and FedEx and some other delivery channels may pick up some of the slack, there aren't enough options available to the businesses and consumers alike today to replace the volume that UPS handles.
In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
And looking locally tonight, Alaska Airlines finally has a second flight between Yakima and Seattle back on the schedule for this fall. These twice daily flights dropped to just one every day during the pandemic, but Alaska Airlines has agreed to bring them back in exchange for a $500,000 minimum revenue guarantee from the city, county, and local businesses. Those flights will start up in November, but in the meantime, the airline is offering a few extra flights in September to help out local hops growers who are waiting on people from out of town to purchase their hops.
Even though they were primarily designed for the hops buyers, coming from across the country and around the world, it's open to anybody.
So there are 5 late evening flights going between Seattle and Yakima between the 18th and the 29th of September. But then starting in November, they will have an early morning and a late flight every day. Now, Washington drivers have been paying a premium even for regular unleaded, but now gas prices nationwide just saw their biggest one-day jump in a year. AAA says the national average for a gallon of regular rose 4 cents today to $3.64 per gallon. Of course, Washington's average prices are much higher. They're sitting at $4.92 per gallon, and that's actually down from $4.93 at this time a week ago. First it was Taylor Swift, now the Tri-City Dust Devils. The team is warning baseball fans about paying too high a price to catch a game. General Manager Darrell Ebert says he found out that fans were paying a big markup by buying Dust Devil tickets through third-party websites. Now, these websites buy tickets from the Dust Devils, then turn around and sell them to you for almost twice the price in some instances. Ebert says there is a simple way to make sure that you're getting the best deal.
If you're buying Dust Devil tickets online, it needs to be dustdevilsbaseball.com, and that's the only trusted source out there for buying your tickets. So again, dustdevilsbaseball.com is the way to buy online tickets.
Now, Ebert says the organization works hard to make these games affordable for families, and they want to make sure that fans of all ages can enjoy the game. So coming up on Apple Valley News Now at 6, we're going to talk more about how you can avoid being a victim of ticket fraud. But if you're dealing with allergy symptoms like itchy eyes and a runny nose a lot this summer, experts say they're going to last a little longer this year because of the dry and warm weather we've been seeing. One Eastern Washington allergist also says that young children are more vulnerable to allergy season, and severe symptoms at a young age could develop into a lifelong problem.
We're seeing warmer weather that lasts a little bit longer, and so the pollen seasons are starting earlier for the trees, the grasses, and the weeds.
Now, while there are treatments to help your symptoms, one of the most basic steps is just to limit your exposure to pollen. That could include things like replacing the filters in your home and car, and changing your clothes or even showering when you come indoors after being outside for a while. President Joe Biden says mental health should be taken as seriously as physical health. Today, he unveiled a proposed rule that would require insurance providers to update health plans to make sure people have access to mental health care coverage. Now, Congress already passed a law all the way back in 2008 called the Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act. Now, the proposed rule announced today would reinforce that law by requiring insurance providers to make sure they're in compliance, even if that means adding more mental health professionals to their network or cutting through red tape to get care. Now, taking a look outside, we are talking about some cooler temperatures this evening after those triple digits over the weekend. Stacey Lee is talking about what you can expect as we get closer to Water Follies weekend. That is coming up. And still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, we're taking an in-depth look at America's newest national monument and why this one is significantly different than the ones that have come before.
We're all here to talk about her.
Hello. We built her so we could get a family plan.
Well, with U.S. Cellular, it's just $19.99 per line.
I guess we don't need that fourth line.
This is awkward.
U.S. Cellular, built for us.
With friends, there are no secrets.
You have a third nipple?
Joey was in a porno movie! If I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me.
The best way to end your day. Friends, tonight at 11:05 on Apple Valley News Now.
We wondered, where do people do their banking? So we asked.
I bank at Hapo.
Hapo's my bank. I've been a member of Hapo since I was 10 years old, 60 years.
I bank at Hapo Community Credit Union.
I'm with Hapo.
You're not just a number there. You know, you're treated really well.
I feel like they're part of my community.
It's easy, it's convenient, and I don't know, I just love the people there.
I guess the question we should be asking is, where do you credit union? Join Hapo Community Credit Union today.
It's great to see you. Come on down. Welcome to Sea Galley. Dinner tonight or the Shipwreck Lounge. May I suggest our surf and turf special, prime rib and crab.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles with the Honda Service Pass program. Enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
I ought to slap this gavel on this thing. Gotcha! You ain't got no friends back here.
This is the thing.
Oh, you probably shouldn't have said that.
Judge Steve Harvey, new Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Next extra, hot off dropping new music with Britney, we got will.i.am.
Take us inside the process of working with Britney.
The message behind their song, Mind Your Business. Next extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No kid, you don't have to trade. See, $600 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Welcome back. The United States has a new national monument. Today, President Joe Biden signed a proclamation honoring Emmett Till and his mother. Till was just a teenager when he was abducted, tortured, and killed in 1955 by 2 men after he was falsely accused of whistling at a white woman in Mississippi. His mother's efforts and her decision to let the world see her son's mutilated body in an open casket helped ignite the civil rights movement. ABC's Faith Abube reports the goal of this new monument is to make sure that tragedy is not forgotten.
President Biden surrounded by civil rights leaders and relatives of Emmett Till at the White House, signing a proclamation as he observed the late teenager's 82nd birthday by designating a national monument in his and his mother's honor.
Only with truth comes healing, justice, repair, and another step forward toward forming a more perfect union.
The proclamation commemorates and protects 3 sites at the heart of the black teenager's racially motivated death, which sparked his mother's activism and helped ignite the civil rights movement. Till's cousin, the last surviving witness to his kidnapping, on hand to witness the historic moment.
Back then in the darkness, I could never imagine a moment like this.
Reverend Wheeler Parker Jr. was 16 years old when his cousin, 14-year-old Till, came from Chicago to Mississippi to visit his family in the summer of 1955. He was there when two white men came in the night and abducted Till after a white woman accused him of whistling at her at a grocery store. Till was later found brutally beaten and shot to death. The president's proclamation protects a site in Glendora, Mississippi, where it's believed Till's mutilated body was discovered in the Tallahatchie River. Robert's Temple Church of God, where his mother insisted on an open casket at his funeral service for the world to see what racists had done to her only child. The third monument site is the Tallahatchie County 2nd District Courthouse in Sumner, Mississippi, where Till's killers were acquitted by an all-white jury, the men later admitting the murder in a paid magazine interview.
Let us not be seduced into believing that somehow we will be better if we forget. We will be better if we remember.
And the Emmett Till and Mamie Till Mobley National Monument is President Biden's fourth new monument designation. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden is in Paris celebrating the United States' return to UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. The U.S. stopped funding UNESCO in 2011 and departed entirely in 2018, saying the organization was biased against Israel. Now the Biden administration has requested $150 million in next year's budget for UNESCO dues and will likely continue asking for similar amounts to cover the hundreds of millions of dollars of dues going back to 2011.
President Biden understands that if we hope to create a better world, the United States can't go it alone, but we must help lead the way. That's why we're so proud to rejoin UNESCO.
The Biden administration says rejoining UNESCO was a national security imperative because of concerns that China stepped up to take more power in the organization after the United States left.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And let's take a peek outside. It's a beautiful afternoon evening, slightly breezy out there. Sunset tonight at 8:35. Grab a coat if you're going to be out a little bit later. It is going to be a bit chilly this evening, cooler than we've seen in the last couple of weeks. So temperatures, though, still nice and warm around the region. We're at 73 in Ellensburg, 83 in Yakima, still a warm 90 in the Tri-Cities, 85 in Walla Walla, and 77 right now in Dayton. Let's plan your evening out again. Those temperatures staying warm through 8 o'clock, and then we'll start to see those temperatures slide down after dark. 81 degrees by 8 p.m. in the Tri-Cities. In Yakima, we'll slide into the 70s at 7, down to 75 by 8 o'clock this evening. And in Walla Walla, again, great night to sit out on the deck. It's going to be beautiful and mostly clear skies. Not too much smoke and haze. The wind has been helping with that today, by the way. 77 by 8 o'clock in Walla Walla. Let's take a look at our satellite and radar. Again, we have a ridge of low pressure. It brought some clouds and some moisture, mainly to the upper portion of the west side of the state. Overall, we've seen clear conditions, but we are getting a westerly flow of wind that's helped keep all the smoke coming from the Oregon fires out of our region. A little bit of smoke in the area, of course, from some more localized fires, and there's a new one out in the Palouse as we are still dry and hot. And again, those breezy winds making it difficult for the current fires. Also very dry. We don't see any rain in sight, and in fact, this is a look at our drought monitor. A lot of us said dry or very dry. We're getting to the moderate dry here in the Tri-Cities area, moving out towards Yakima. It's dry there as well, and we're starting to see increased activity as far as drought goes in the northwest corner of the state. So again, very dry out there. Wind speeds around the region, again, winds starting to pick up in Ellensburg, 20 mile an hour sustained winds. Prosser at 12, Tri-Cities at 13, as well as Walla Walla, a little bit breezier there down the Columbia River Gorge. As the night progresses, we'll see those winds continue to kind of pick up overnight, and then we'll start to calm down getting into tomorrow, but you'll see those light breezy winds picking up again tomorrow evening, especially here in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys again later on Wednesday night. Now, smoke forecast again hasn't been too bad. We were seeing some poor air quality yesterday, but mostly, like I said, that flow, the westerly flow, is keeping the wind out, or the smoke, excuse me, out of the area. So looking pretty good tonight as far as smoke and air quality goes. Here's the air quality map again. Most of our region looking pretty good. Not so much in central Oregon. They're still seeing degraded air quality with all the fires burning in that region. Let's take a look at our temperatures overnight tonight. We're going to be in the 50s. Look at that, down to 51 tonight in Cle Elum, 57 in Sunnyside, 59 in Yakima. Tri-Cities a little bit warmer at 63, 59 overnight for Connell and Prosser, as well as Moses Lake. And moving into the foothills of the Blues, Dayton at 57 tonight, 59 Milton Freewater, Walla Walla 60. Good sleep-in temperatures, that's what I always say. Tomorrow's daytime highs, again, we're going to be a little bit on the cool side, or well, it's a little bit below average, but still nice out there. 88 Tri-Cities, 85 Yakima, 82 Ellensburg. Here's that short-term forecast heading into the weekend. We'll start to see a gradual increase in our temperatures beginning on Friday. That's what it looks like in Walla Walla. Tri-Cities, again, pretty close to what Walla Walla looks like. We'll see lots of sunshine, no rain in sight, and those temperatures heading up into the 90s. But overall, it's not looking too bad. 90 degrees by Friday in the Yakima Valley. Now, I'm going to give you the full weather forecast. I know a lot of people are heading to the waterfallies. How warm is it going to get? So I'll tell you all of that coming up in just a little bit. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, a groundbreaking medication commonly used for weight loss now raising concerns about a potentially serious side effect. We're talking about that in just a moment.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
If you need workers' compensation because you were injured at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
Top Tree Service is committed to providing the best service and experience possible. From the first call to schedule your estimate, through our final after-service follow-up call ensuring complete satisfaction. Your trees are valuable assets, and we ensure our ISA-certified arborists will protect your investment. The health and safety of your trees are our top priority. Call today to schedule a free estimate and experience the Top Tree Service difference for yourself.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Introducing Blue Compass RV, formerly Appleway RV. Same location, new adventures. Come celebrate and save during our grand opening sale with up to 50% off. The best prices of the year on America's favorite brands. Plus, get a 1-year VIP membership to RV Complete, including 24/7, 365 technical and roadside assistance and much more. Wherever you roam, we'll be there. And now save up to 50% off at Blue Compass RV, formerly Appleway RV.
Racial minorities often suffer from poor mental health due to cultural stigmas and lack of mental health care. Find out more at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
If you need Social Security disability because you are unable to work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411. Bothwell and Hamill. There's no fee unless you win.
Welcome back. A type of type 2 diabetes treatment drugs that quickly gained a celebrity following for their reputation of helping patients lose a lot of weight fast, well, they're now prompting a new concern. Some doctors are now seeing patients on Ozempic and Wegovy come in with stomach paralysis. The USDA says they've gotten similar reports. Both medications use the same drug to make you feel fuller longer, and the FDA says it's been unable to determine if the medications were the cause or if the stomach paralysis might have been caused by a different issue. Now, the company that makes these drugs says they've been used safely for years to treat diabetes and obesity. The company says the majority of gastrointestinal side effects are mild to moderate, and they say they're usually of short duration. We'll have a final look at your First Alert forecast when we come back. And still ahead tonight, Bronny James, the son of basketball star LeBron James, suffered a cardiac arrest during practice Monday. He was taken to the hospital. World News Tonight is tracking his condition and why this particular case has so many people watching, coming up at 5:30.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Hi, I'm Eddie Morphine from Morphine Law Firm. If you've been wronged and you need to make it right, give us a call. We're not afraid to fight. If you need an attorney with your best interests in mind, give us a call at Morphine Law Firm.
Tonight, the heat wave is on the move with triple-digit temps that can feel even hotter. Plus, the wildfires forcing tourists to flee a popular vacation hotspot. More Americans turn to the most-watched program on television, World News Tonight with David Muir.
Next ET, exclusive Fast X bloopers, hilarious moments on set with the cast, and a sneak peek at the next film in the franchise with The Rock's return. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
I'm Buzz the Bee from the Painting Bees. We do interior painting and cabinetry as well. We have a full crew that takes care of everything, and all we really want you to do is to kick back and relax. Visit our website or call us at 591-8160.
Watch me. Watch me grapple, move, and pin. When I hit the mat, don't underestimate the grin. I've got state championships and medals to show, but it's about more than just winning. This you should know. Overcoming odds through therapy and care. The road was long, now opponents beware. Watch me. Game-changing sports medicine at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Set summer in motion with the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet, like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport and the Ridgeline, built for better off-road performance and engineered for more adventure. This summer, create your own adventures with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started. Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $2,250 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Bruce Heating and Air.
You like to keep your beard perfectly groomed, but she hates all that mess. Now there's VacuTrim by Bell & Howell, the total body shaver that trims your hair and vacuums it up. VacuTrim stainless steel blades give you a precision cut, while the built-in vacuum captures the hair shavings. It has 20 trim settings to shape your beard and tame body hair with no mess. Get VacuTrim with free shipping for only $39.95.
Call 1-800-521-6673. That's 1-800-521-6673 or go to vacutrim.com.
Welcome back. A new flavor is joining the Skittles Rainbow, but I'm not sure that this is one you're going to want to taste. Candy has partnered with French's to make a new tangy mustard flavored Skittle. The collaboration is in celebration of National Mustard Day, which is coming up on August 5th. Now, the Skittle will only be available at French's Mustard Mobile in select cities. No word of it coming to the Tri-Cities so far. It will be in Atlanta, DC, and New York between now and August 5th. But if you really want to taste it, you can also enter an online sweepstakes for the chance to win a package of these mustard Skittles.
I got really excited when you said a new flavor and then it was mustard and then not so much.
Yeah, I mean, maybe put it with some potato chips.
I don't see us. No. All right, let's take a final look at our weather and plan the next 7 days. Again, pretty nice, pleasant, below average temperatures there in Yakima, and a nice little warm up into the weekend. Those temperatures just about normal for this time of year. Tri-Cities, again, nice weather moving into the big weekend. If you're heading out to those races over the weekend, temperatures right about average, not too hot. I've seen some really hot weekends out there, not bad. In Walla Walla, again, very similar to the Tri-Cities, and then we'll start to see a bigger warm up coming mid next week. So not bad weather at all, Alyssa. Looking pretty nice out there. I'm enjoying the cooler temps. I don't know about you.
It's definitely a nice break after those triple digits that we saw earlier.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Stacey. Thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next, and we're back tonight at 6.